Besides personality, the next issue in affecting job performance is intelligence. What is intelligence? By definition, intelligence refers to the ability to reason and understand. Reason and understand something, some event, or some person. It also refers to ability to rapport with and grasp abstract and complex ideas. It also helps in problem solving, the ability to learn, and also the ability to adapt to surrounding environment. There are different types of intelligence. For example, like the general mental ability, GMA, and a more specific one are specific mental abilities, such as numerical, verbal, as well as spatial. And here is one of the examples to test the cognitive ability. And what we have to think about, well, what is the missing number that should be replaced, the X mark. In this example, as you can see that for the alternative position, 3, 6, 12, and 24, we can use the calculation procedure like 3 times 2 equals to 6. 6 times 2 is 12. 12 times 2 is 24. And other alternative positions like 18 times 2 probably is 36. And 36 times 2 is 72. So we can consider that answer A probably is correct one in order to replace the X mark 36. This is also another example for the non-verbal cognitive ability test. We have to find in the following 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 pattern and which match with the missing space. Probably we can consider that pattern 6 is the best fit for this figure. The CIPD survey shows that about 20% of the UK organization will use general mental ability tests, and about 40% will use tests for specific cognitive ability. In most of them, they will rely on the verbal as well as numerical tests. This Personal and Development Center will show us that organizations using specific cognitive ability tests to screen out the candidates in the first process of the hiring. This is quite useful because we can see that some of the occupation, some jobs like accounting and finance, or some numerical related jobs, probably you can consider including numerical tests. How high is the fidelity of the cognitive ability to help in predicting job performance? A lot of the research has shown that cognitive ability is linked to job performance and often the single most predictive variable. Some of the research found that GMA is the best predictor in predicting job performance. So the R index, the coefficient index, is higher than 0.5 something. It shows us that this is really the best predictor in predicting job performance. And we also find that predictive fidelity increased the higher up the job ladder you go, as long as people will have a high level, high degree of cognitive ability, it seems more likely to have a high performance, especially in a complex job. Complex job could be the high position job, such as the general manager, middle manager, or the high level manager. Why? It is because intelligence is the most important for strategic decision making. In most of the high positions, we require employees to do some long-term strategic decision making. So cognitive ability can help them to fulfill the job. Because the job becomes very complex, they have to do the evaluation of the future development of the company. And so that's why intelligence will help them to make such strategic decisions. And here is the meta-analysis showing the importance of GMA tests. As you can see, there are lots of the occupations, especially like the higher positions, professionals, or the engineers, and will particularly require someone who have a high level of cognitive abilities. Cognitive ability tests, in sum, have both their advantages and drawbacks. The advantages including like it is very easy to use because it has a very standardized procedures, organization, just follow the instruction and standard to perform the cognitive ability test. And it also shows a very high level of reliability and fidelity because already test and retest in different occupation across different countries. It is very quick and easy to score. It is very easy to use. However, it also has some drawbacks. For example, like the applicant's reaction. Applicants will feel, why I have to do such kind of test? Why do I need to do it? Because I have already done the job, the personality test. Why do I still need to do some numerical or some cognitive ability test? They may have a question mark in it. Second, they may also have the risk of the adverse impact. Because although if you only rely on this test, it cannot provide a more holistic and complete picture to help you to screen out the job candidates. And so, we may not only rely on this, probably cognitive ability test may be just one of the tests to screen out the job candidates. Perhaps we still need to rely on other procedures, such as job interview or some in-basket exercise, some group discussion, etc., in order to select the right candidate. To understand yourself more, it is a good exercise for you to understand and reflect yourself, to see how you are going to improve your employability through this course. You can simply download the employability evidence chart on Blackboard. You work on this exercise to reflect yourself, to think of your education, activities and interests and work experience related and write down your examples of evidence that will to show to your employer and to show yourself that whether you have these skills or not. Some of the example like working in a team or problem solving, you have to think about for your education, activities or work experience and whether you have any example on problem solving and working in a team. This is really a good exercise. On one hand, you can understand yourself more. On the other hand, during your job interview, and you can know more about how you are going to express yourself to present yourself in front of the interviewer. And more importantly is that throughout this exercise, you can understand what type of the occupation that will you may be more suitable for. So please work on it, download the chart on a Blackboard and spend some time and do this exercise. Last but not the least for this section, I hope you can spend some time to read chapter 2 on individual differences on the textbook that's suggested to you. Or you can also read the chapter on the individual differences on the related books in the 2016. This book is available online through the University of Manchester Library. I hope that you enjoyed this class This is very interesting class on the individual differences to understand why people are different, and more importantly is that through our understanding people are different, and in order to understand and to interpret others' behavior and psychology, and so we're trying to influence others' behaviors. And I hope to see you again next week. Thank you.